Good morning, y'all. Well, it is day 99 and I'm leaving Wind Gap, Pennsylvania. Got about 16 miles today, and that will get me to the eastern end of Pennsylvania at the Delaware Water Gap. So that's kind of exciting, but it's going to be more of the same. I just climbed the mountain out of Wind Gap and I'm already on the ridge line. It's a little after 8 o'clock in the morning, Saturday. And yeah, it's the same rocks as I've been seeing. So it's going to be very slow and methodical. Just walking the ridge all the way up there, and then another descent down into town. Stayed at the Gateway Motel last night. Wouldn't necessarily recommend that to people that might be passing through. It was a little sketchy. But for hikers, it'll just have to do. It was a bed and it was a bathroom. So, yeah. And, yeah, that's about it. Just going to be another 15-miler to get in there to Delaware Water Gap. And there's a hostel there at the Presbyterian Church. And that's where I'm going to stay tonight, as long as they have space when I get there. And there's an outfitter, there's a store, so everything's right there, pretty convenient. So that'll be nice. I'll probably talk to the outfitter just to kind of get an idea what New Jersey is like once I cross the river. I don't know anybody who's really hiked that area, and I haven't. So talk to them and get an understanding. That kind of will help for me to decide how far I might make it over the next 2 or 3 days, and logistically where I might camp or stay in a shelter, or if there's any hostels, I don't know. New Jersey is known for bears. In fact, all the comments and gut hooks are saying that they're seeing bears everywhere along the trail. So we'll see about that. There was one aggressive bear at a shelter. They closed down that shelter for a while, but they reopened it last week, I think the May 28th. So it is back open. But apparently there was a pesky bear that would not run or go away. They just kind of hung around even though people were sitting there camping and eating. So yeah, New Jersey's known for their bears, believe it or not. That's it. So let's get going across these rocks here and see if I can get into Delaware Water Gap by mid-afternoon. All right, let's get going. So I'm entering Delaware Water Gap, Pennsylvania. And this was a happening place in the last half of the 19th century and the first 30 years of the 20th century. During that era, Americans' vacation habits, where they went, limited transportation, helped make this place one of the most popular inland resorts in the United States, second largest, only behind Saratoga Springs, New York. Its native population was 400, and it would increase to 2,500 visitors in the summer. The wealthiest folks would go to Bar Harbor or Newport. Working class New Yorkers would go to Coney Island, and the working class from Philadelphia would go to Atlantic City and escape the city heat. But the middle class would come here for the refreshing mountains and water activities. Construction of hotels and resorts really took off in the late 1800s. By 1906, an advertisement claimed more than 500,000 people visit here annually. In those days, people would stay the entire season, with maybe the father joining on the weekends and coming over after work. What brought these people here year after year? Well, it was the miles of mountain pass, similar to the one that I've been hiking. The carriage drivers through the countryside, steamboats and rowboat services, bass fishing and trout fishing in the mountain streams. With railroad expansion in the late 1800s, access to the area increased. In 1895, a ticket from New York City cost $2.55. 10 years later, it was only 20 cents less than the $2.55. By 1933, the price was still only $2.82. There were lots of hotels, but the two main ones were the Kittanini and the Water Gap House. Both burned down in 1915 and 1931, and they were never rebuilt. The Depression changed a lot of expendable incomes, and the automobile replaced trains as the primary transportation. And by World War II, most of the hotels were closed, the boarding houses turned into private residencies, and the Delaware Water Gap's heyday as a resort had come to an end. Hey y'all. So day 99 has come to an end, and I'm here at the Presbyterian Church of the Mountain. They have a hostel here, and you can tent here, you can stay inside. They have showers, the whole bed, and nice lounge area with couches, Wi-Fi. So it's really, really nice. And they just asked for a donation, but and so yeah, I'll be doing that. But nice place, and what a beautiful day today, man. Big blue skies. I think it was like 74 degrees, and yeah, just really, really pretty. Same 15 miles though, just rocky and rugged. I'm so glad I'm at the end of Pennsylvania. I'm sitting here. There's probably other 10 more hikers here, and everybody's just been talking about it. They're ready to move on and get out of here. So tomorrow we cross the Delaware River, and we'll be in New Jersey. And I think there's some more rocks on the other side as well. Geologically, it makes sense. Not going to just totally disappear. But I think that it is definitely improvement tomorrow. It'll be improving from what I've been seeing lately. My feet are very sore from all these rocks, as you might imagine, and stubbed my toe, turned my ankle numerous times. And but this is Delaware Water Gap, and I was able to get here and get some rest, get showered, went down the street, got nice dinner, and there's a nice bakery here, so I was actually able to get a nice cinnamon roll for the morning, my breakfast. And then I'm just sorting out what I'm going to do the next few days. There are limited shelters, and there's a lot of bear activity going in New Jersey. So they're asking people to try to stay in the shelter if you can. So I'm going to aim for a shelter tomorrow. It's pretty far away. If I don't make it, obviously I'll be tenting somewhere else. So yeah, just got to figure that out. But The second night, I think I'm going to try to make it to a hostel. And that'll leave me 2 or 3 nights to get on up into New York, where I can catch the train and get down to the airport. And I might even get to see my daughter, who lives in Brooklyn, before I head back home, see my wife, and then I'll come back through New York and end up seeing her, my daughter, again. But I might get there in time to see her Friday night, so we'll see. My flight is Saturday, and today is Saturday, so I have a full week to get all this done. But tomorrow, big day. I'm looking forward to it. Across the Delaware River, we go into New Jersey. There's another milestone, and yeah, just, you know, a lot of people were so glad to get out of Virginia, the Virginia blues and all that. I didn't really experience that. I mean, I knew it was a long state. I had lived in Virginia before. I was familiar with it. But I can honestly say I was ready to get out of Pennsylvania. So I'm glad that I'm at the end of this trek in this state. Yeah, not a big fan of Pennsylvania, the AT in Pennsylvania anyway. But that's it. My soreness is better. I was able to get 15 miles in today and yesterday through rugged rocks. So yeah, everything's looking good. Hopefully, you know, nothing happens over the next few days as I push it up to New York. That's it. Here at the Presbyterian Church of the Mountain and their hostel. So looking forward to tomorrow and getting out of here. All right, y'all. Thanks. See you tomorrow.